Welcome to Extraterrestrial Reality. You know, I was going to film outdoors today, but unfortunately it's been raining off and on, so I'm just going to film here in my car as I'm driving around and talk about what the government has been stating with regard to the UFO and extraterrestrial / NHI phenomenon. Basically nothing. Whenever you hear somebody from the Pentagon talking about this, as I've illustrated many times on the show, they always say they have no evidence whatsoever of aliens or that UFOs are of NHI origin, or they just say, oh, if we had more information, we would be able to figure it out. It's always been one lie after another, basically. But the bottom line is, they know what's going on, and here's why. I mean, all these people over all the years, right? They'd be liars, every one of them. All the people that spoke up about Roswell, for instance, well over 100 people, really good witnesses too. People who signed affidavits before they died, people who gave deathbed confessions, right? All those people. That means, according to the government, right? That means everybody is, lying or stupid, or they misidentified something. Everybody's wrong. Everybody's wrong. Except for them. They're right, but everybody else is wrong. Well, I mean, let's just pretend, okay, this is the world the government wants you to believe we're living in. Basically, there's millions of people, not just here in the United States, but across the world, right, that have mental issues, lying issues, drug issues, alcohol issues, all that. That's what they want you to believe. They want you to believe that because they don't have any evidence, right? So they want you to believe that it's everybody else. It must be everybody else. All these witnesses, they're all either lying or stupid, or they're drunk, or they're on drugs, or they have mental issues. That's what they want you to believe. I mean, think about it. Think about all the people over the decades that have had encounters with these beings. For instance, like in 1964, Lonnie Zamora, a police officer in New Mexico, Socorro, New Mexico, chasing after somebody, and then he inadvertently thinks there's an explosion. He sees something off in the corner of his eye in his peripheral vision, so he pulls off the highway. He decides to stop chasing after the speedster, and he sees this little craft sitting there, this egg-shaped craft, and these two little guys walking around it. Next thing you know, those two guys disappear inside the craft, apparently, and the thing takes off, and he's watching this thing, and he sees it taking off, and there was physical trace evidence that was left behind, and, it was investigated by people in the government, like the United States Air Force looked into it, Project Blue Book, Dr. J. Allen Hynek, and so that's just one little case. But there's tens of thousands of cases like that, as we talk about. I talk about all these classic cases a lot of times on the show. All of these people, as far as the government is concerned, they must be lying or stupid, or they misidentified something. It was a dream. All of it. Everybody's dumb or stupid or drunk or high or whatever. But yet they have no answers for this except for that. That's their answer. And I don't buy it. I mean, this is absurd. Basically, they're telling everybody that we have no idea what they're talking about, because we have no evidence whatsoever, right? That's what they say all the time. I mean, you have people from the Pentagon just in the past year. I remember somebody speaking at a podium saying, "Hey, yeah, we have no evidence whatsoever." You had the former Secretary of the Department of Energy, Granholm, make a statement to Congress during a committee hearing last year, stating that, oh yeah, the Department of Defense says that they have no evidence of UFOs or aliens. That's what they said. So they've been still stating this all these decades, and they expect everyone to just believe them. And the unfortunate part is, a lot of people do believe them, whether they're lying about believing them or not. I don't know. I mean, if you think about the debunkers, for instance. I mean, they love when the government tells you there's nothing to this, because then that means they get to live another day, right? As long as, because they are going to look stupid when the disclosure finally comes. Now, I have received some messages with regards to the most recent episode, talking about whether or not aliens would stop World War III from happening, whether they would stop a nuclear missile from hitting a city or not. I mean, I received some comments on that, and there was somebody on Spotify that wanted to know if I'm on drugs. I'm high on life. Okay. That's the truth. I love talking about this subject, and I think somebody has to talk about it. Somebody needs to say these kinds of words, because not a lot of people do say these kinds of words. But the people need to know that there's something here. We're not alone, man. I mean, we've detailed the evidence, the proof that we have, but yet the government wants everyone to believe that it's just balloons, it's just planes, it's just, now they're talking about military test flights of advanced aircraft. That's what people were seeing all these decades. Of course, it's all bogus, right? It has to be. It's all nonsense. I mean, to me, right? What that means that, okay, just in my own experience, right? I've talked about the experience that I have when I was a kid. When I wake up in the middle of the night, and there's there's something in the room, and it's not human, whatever the hell it is, right? It's not human. So if everybody is crazy and needs to see a psychiatrist, was I a little kid, almost 9 years old, did I need to go see a psychiatrist after that incident because I experienced an alien? I didn't know what it was. In fact, like I've stated many times, it took at least 10 years till I figured out what the hell happened that night. No, of course, nobody believed me, but did I need to see a psychiatrist? I mean, I just talked about in the previous show with that guy from NASA, the retired agent for NASA that did investigations for them. And he made the statement that people need to go see a psychiatrist. So, like, say, when I was a little kid, did that mean I needed to go see a psychiatrist? Because what I saw can't be true, because we don't know anything about that. I mean, there's no way that they can get here from there, right? That's basically his argument. It's bogus. It's so bogus. I mean, to me, that's the ultimate gaslighting, especially for the people like me and so many others out there that haven't had experiences. Basically, you're telling everyone that they're crazy. That's your excuse. The excuse is, oh, you must be nuts, right? Oh, I have to cut that word out. And that is just, think about that. All the years, all the decades that people being basically told, hey, you must be crazy. You need to go see a psychiatrist. Now you have former government officials, like you had recently, Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, making these dumb statements, talking about the Malmstrom incident in 1967, trying to say that, oh, yeah, we were testing this new electromagnetic device, and that's what shut the missiles down that night. It had nothing to do with UFO or anything like that. That's all nonsense. No, we just never told those guys. We let them just hang on all these years, over 50 years thinking about it, wondering what really happened. And now we're finally telling you the truth. I mean, they're desperate. That's a desperation. And now you have this other guy from NASA stepping up and making these dumb statements. These people, they have to know. They must be these people that are former government officials that are coming out with statements like this. They have to know. They have to know what the reality is, and they're just, lying for the control group. That's what they are. They're lying for the control group. Whether they're part of the control group or not, I have no idea. But they're obviously lying for somebody. And who's that somebody? Well, it has to be the control group, the group that's been keeping this secret for all these years. Because let me tell you, the people I think are crazy are the people in the control group for keeping this a secret for as long as it has. That's those people who's ever responsible, right, for this cover-up. They're the ones who are crazy for letting this thing drag out all these decades like this. This is absolutely ridiculous. Now, I just want to talk about, there was another comment I received from somebody on Spotify who stated that, like I'm crying for disclosure all the time, but then in the previous episode I was saying, well, we can't have disclosure now. Well, I thought I made it clear in the episode. The reason we can't do it now, I mean, look what the hell's going on in the world. I mean, we're on the verge of World War III. You're gonna lay down on the world, hey, on top of possibly shooting nuclear missiles at each other, hey, guess what? Aliens are here. I mean, what's that going to do? It's going to make things worse. So that's why I'm saying right now, I don't think you would. I think it would be totally stupid for the government to disclose the truth about it at this moment in time. Okay, maybe in a month from now when things calm down, or who knows how long, then you could talk about that. But we're not there yet. We're just not there yet. I mean, obviously we are not there yet, because I mean, look what's going on right now. I mean, in the United States, you have issues that are ongoing here right now that need to be rectified. And then you have issues abroad. You got all these bloodthirsty warmongers. I mean, they're just dying to kill people. They're killing people. They're killing people. That's what's going on here. And it's terrible. I gotta turn around. I missed my turn here. It's terrible. But, you know, this is where we are right now. I mean, we look terrible, you know, to the creatures that are here, whatever they're doing, observing us, trying to take us over, whatever it is. I mean, if they're taking us over, they're probably looking at the things that are going on right now, and they're saying to themselves, woo! You know, I'm glad we're taking over this planet, because these people, these creatures are way out of control. We can't let them advance anymore, because they'll just kill everybody. They'll travel to other planets and kill any life that's there. Look at them. Look at they kill each other. They wouldn't be able to trust us, right? There's just so much to me, right? The biggest issue that I have right now is like I just the ignorance of so many people to make fun of this subject. It's still they're trying to reestablish the stigma that was haunted this topic for so many years, and then since 2017 it started dying down. But now you're starting to get this, hey, yeah, you got to be crazy. You need to go see a psychiatrist. Oh yeah, it was just an electromagnetic device that we were using that time. So it has nothing to do with UFOs. We don't have any evidence at all. There's no such thing as reverse engineering programs of recovered craft. That's all nonsense. Even though, despite the fact that there's so many different people that have talked, off the record, anonymously, or some of them on the record, and we have whistleblowers now talking about this, but the ignorance is incredible to me. And we have the proof on top of it. I showed the proof so many times on the show, and I still can't believe that a lot of people in the UFO community can't accept it for what it is. And that the government knows about it. You have to think to yourself, how come they've never responded? How come they have not responded, right? You have to ask yourself questions like that. What's going on there? Why can't they respond? What's the big deal? I'll tell you what the big deal is, because that would be disclosure. What are they going to do? They're going to say, oh no, you're mistaken. That's not non-human intelligent beings that were in that yard that night. That must be just an illusion. I mean, you're not going to be able to get away with that. There was just too much going on. Way too much. I guess the main point that I wanted to, I'm getting off track here. I'm going off in all different directions, and I apologize for that. But wow, there was a nice dog standing there on the side of the road. Anyway, I wanted to say that there's a lot of stuff going on right now with regard to this, and there's definitely an effort by some people. The government, the secret control group, is apparently trying to put the toothpaste back into the tube. That's what it feels like to me. And we can't let that happen. We just can't let that happen. We just got to keep smashing people over the head with the real, well, figuratively, not literally, figuratively, smash people over the head with the proof that is out there. And there's a lot of proof, and in a lot of different ways. There's a lot of different kinds of proof. I mean, there's so many different things you can talk about. You can talk about the Ariel school incident. I mean, how could anyone deny it? I know some people do. I know some debunkers want to try to make you believe that it was a traveling puppeteer show. I mean, that's absurd, right? That's absurd. I mean, you had the Turkey UFOs. No one's been able to debunk that. That's out there for what? Well over 15 years now. From 2007 to 2009, there was some guy in Turkey, Yalçın Yalman, who filmed alien creatures. You can't deny that. I mean, no one's been able to disprove that one yet, right? But yet we keep getting these lies from people, in the government, former government. Well, actually, Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, he's working at that Oak Ridge National Laboratory now. He's the head honcho there, and he had the audacity to make that statement recently about the Malmstrom incident. That absurd explanation for it. Now, I remember George Knapp. Now, what did he say about that? He said that he thinks that Sean Kirkpatrick just can't stay out of this, that he has a big ego, and that's the reason he's doing it. I don't think that's the reason. I think the reason is he's being told to do this by somebody. This is part of a plan. And I think that that's this other guy, this former NASA guy that was recently interviewed by Fox News Digital. Like, why would these people say these things? Like somebody else pointed out in one of the comments that, what is he talking about? I mean, you have people in Congress trying to pass the UAP Disclosure Act, where in official language in that bill, it actually describes non-human intelligent creatures, and it describes craft made by non-human intelligent creatures that are unearthly. I mean, it's like the people in Congress seem to know, right? They've accepted it almost. I mean, why would all these people be getting behind something like that? Now, of course, you have some people saying, well, it's because there's a bunch of lunatics in the Pentagon, like Lou Elizondo and so on and so forth, who are like part of a religious cult, and they just believe this nonsense. That's their excuse. Actually, no. I mean, I've seen one of these beings, and I've seen one of these craft. I'm just one guy, right? There's millions of people. How many different reports have there been over the years? It's like it's the ultimate in gaslighting. That's what it is. The ultimate in gaslighting. And it's just so bad. It's so bad that they do this. And it's been going on. I wouldn't be. One of the things that has to be concerning them at this point is the possibility that they might be facing lawsuits from people who were ridiculed, like, for decades over their experiences and for going public with their experiences, right? And I'll say the government comes out and says, yeah, at some point it's going to have to be. This is going to be made public, right? That we've been lying, right? They've actually admitted they're actually telling you that they've been lying. Sean Kirkpatrick recently. Imagine this. He says, "Oh yeah, we lied about what happened in Malmstrom. Now we're telling you the truth after over 50 years went by." Think about that. So they do, and they did it before with Roswell. They for 50 years, right? Almost 50 years, they said, oh yeah, it was just a weather balloon, right? And then in 1994, they said, oh yeah, it was a top secret weather balloon, part of a program called Mogul, right? Well, what's the difference? Not much. There really is no difference between a weather balloon and a Mogul balloon. There wasn't much difference in it, right? Basically almost the same thing, except there was a little contraption on the Mogul balloon to try to detect when the Soviet Union detonated their first atomic bomb. That was it, and it had radar reflectors on it and stuff. So but basically it's the same thing. There's not much difference between a Mogul balloon and a weather balloon. But they said, oh yeah, we lied. We didn't tell you the whole truth back then. That's nonsense. But the press fell for it. The press just ran with it. They didn't say anything about it. But hey, people were still complaining, saying, "Oh, you didn't say anything about the bodies, though." There was people that said they saw alien bodies, and then they drum up the phony dummies, the anthropomorphic dummies that they're dropping from high altitudes as part of some program to test what it would be like dropping people from high altitudes. It's bogus. So bogus, and yet that story stood. The press reported it, and life went on. People that are interested in the subject knew that they were lying, but there's nothing anybody could do about it because the press just went along with the Pentagon. Oh yeah, this is the excuse. And you go to Wikipedia or something like that, it's pro dummies and balloons. When it comes to Roswell, it's just so maddening, especially to someone like me. And I know there's other people out there who have seen these craft. I saw one of the craft, of course, too, in 1994 with another witness, right? There's no way that thing could have been made by humans. There's no way. No sound whatsoever right in front of you. The way it moved around, there was no way. Absolutely no human-made craft would ever dare, for one thing, fly so close to trees as this thing did. There's just no chance. But, we're told that, hey, that couldn't have been something, we would know about it. Or maybe it was Russian or Chinese stuff, and we didn't, they were infiltrating the country or something back. What kind of nonsense are they telling you? They're just continually lying over and over and over again, and it continues to this day. Now, of course, right now the Pentagon has a lot to be concerned about because it's unclear right now if the United States is going to be involved in another war in the Middle East. That's what it's starting to look like. And so, yeah, this is, to me, right, disclosure needs to take a back seat right now, I think, because I don't know what kind of an effect with all of these concerns, the world, and there's all this upheaval going on right now. What what good would that do at this point? I mean, a lot of people might just ignore it. I mean, there could be a counter argument made. Well, hey, maybe this is the best time to let people know because they'll be thinking about that along with every other horrible thing that's ongoing right now. I don't know what the right thing is. I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist. I don't know the answer to that. I just think that it just makes me angry that all these decades have gone by, basically 80 years. At least 80 years. I mean, apparently this has been going on before 1947. That's what it's starting to look like. And people in government knew that there was something weird going on, that there was something else here with us, and they were trying to cover it up. I mean, if that 1933 Magenta case that, with the object in Italy that was recovered by, before World War II, and the Vatican helped cover that up and everything, and then told the United States military where it is, and they took it, after World War II, or right before World War II ended. I mean, okay, so then that means they knew about this pre-1947. But whatever the case, they've been lying about it for decades now, and it's just so bad. It's so bad, and you gotta feel bad for all the people. I mean, think about, Travis Walton, Whitley Strieber. There's a lot of different names that we know about, but there's so many other people that have had experiences, and that we don't know. We don't know their names. They're not household names that go seeking help, but we're afraid to probably talk about this with too many people because they don't want anyone to think they're nuts. And the problem is that there's nothing wrong with these people at all. There was never anything wrong with them. So when the government finally does come clean, all these people who had to face the stigma and were ridiculed over experiences that occurred to them that were out of their control, right, are going to want to start wondering probably, hey, maybe we need to file a lawsuit here because my life was ruined over this, in some way or form. I mean, you're going to probably have that. I mean, not me, I wouldn't do something like that, but there probably will be some people who felt like they were ridiculed and they want some payback for that. That's what's going to happen for sure. I'm sure that people in the control group realize this. Yeah, there's going to be some lawsuits. There's going to be some lawsuits from the people who, because of the government lying about this and saying that they don't know anything about it, because here's the problem. They know about it, but they don't know anything about them, and that's the problem. That's the problem here. They don't know anything about these creatures, and that's the problem. That's one of the biggest problems I think that they have in trying to disclose. That's one of them. There's multiple issues. The fact that they lied for 80 years, that's an issue. The fact that people were ridiculed and made fun of for decade after decade after decade. A lot of them are dead now, right? So it's too late, and the government, stood back and let all of that happen when really the government could have been the one that said, yes, these kinds of things happen. There are creatures here. We don't know what they're up to, and apparently they do come in contact with people, abduct people for whatever reason, and there's beyond our control. They could have done something like that. I think people would, over time they'll get over it. Of course, there might be a preliminary shock, but they could have said something. They could have done something about this. They could have prevented this situation. They actually, this is their tree, and they need to sit in it now. And in the end, right, none of the people in the control group are going to end up. I don't think will suffer any sort of consequences for this. I think that eventually, whether it's this year or next year or 3 years from now, that UAP Disclosure Act is going to pass eventually, right? And when it does, that's going to provide them immunity. It's going to give them immunity, and they'll be able to, get on with their lives. But that's not going to stop some people from filing civil cases, against the government for damages that they've incurred in their life because they were ridiculed and made fun of. I mean, look at Whitley Strieber talks about how he was, basically, became a laughingstock because the government made a fool out of him after he went public with his experiences of being abducted. It's just awful, folks. It's just awful. And this is why it bothers me that we're still not there. I mean, we're still not there. Of course, and I just want to make it clear again. Do I think the government needs to come out today or tomorrow? No, not right this minute because of all the stuff going on in the world. Yes, I am a disclosure advocate, but at the same time, I understand you just don't want to lay too much onto the people of this world, right? When all these other things are going on, it's just too much. I mean, I don't know if there will ever be a good time, to be quite honest with you, but at some point, we need to have somebody in the government, in the United States government, to finally come clean and just tell the people the truth and tell them why the decision was made to cover it up. It's understandable why it started. What's not understandable to me and to a lot of people is that it's gone on this long. This is absolutely, it's such an insult to intelligence to me that it's still going on. It's still happening. It's terrible. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here. I want to say this. I want to say thank you all for joining me today. Until next time.